I could ride you at a gallop until your legs buckled and your eyes rolled up. I've got muscles you've never even dreamed of. I could squeeze you until you popped like warm champagne and you begged me to hurt you just a little bit more.
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
Welcome to another episode of Revisiting Sunnydale with Camila and Marcella. This is episode 70, and this is the podcast where we rewatch and discuss each and every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with snark and commentary.
And lots of spoilers.
And life lessons.
I don't know how you would rewatch without spoiling it.
By the way, I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella.
So we're going to guide you through this journey.
Mm-hmm.
We do want to know, speaking of like rewatching and stuff, like in spoilers, like how many of you this is your first time going through Buffy?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. You can go on our Facebook page, Revisiting Sunnydale, and drop us a note there, or you can follow us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. And
if it is your first watch, I recommend watching the episode first.
Yeah.
And then listening to us.
Right, because there's a lot of jokes and a lot of like, you know, bitchy behavior
Yeah.
from us that it won't quite click unless
Right.
you've seen the episode.
Yeah.
And usually it's, I guess, since we've each seen it probably each episode
Countless.
100 times.
I can't even count anymore. I've lost count.
I've probably seen Lovers Walk or Fool in Love.
Fool for Love.
About 500 times.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So let us know. We want to know. And you can find the podcast on iTunes, on Libsyn, and Player FM. And speaking of podcasts, I came across this lovely one that I'm a little bit bummed that I didn't think of first. It's called the Thirst Aid Kit. Had I known it was a market for that,
Yeah.
You and I could have been
Yep.
doing that a lot,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's basically these two young ladies, Nicole Perkins and Bim Adewunme. And they just dedicate each episode to a hot dude and the thirst that surrounds them.
And they've got some good ones.
Yeah, like I'm really excited. Like I just found it. I think it just started in November, so there's only like maybe 10 episodes or something. But God, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I listened to the Mahershala Ali one first, and that was glorious. Like, yes, I co-sign everything you say about this man. And I am listening to Colin Farrell. The Ballad of Colin Farrell is the title of the episode. And they have yet, I've gotten halfway through, and they have not mentioned Fright Night yet. And I'm a little bit concerned.
Probably best. It's probably best.
Are you? Why?
Yeah, I like to pretend that doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
I do.
Oh my God. How?
Because I am a child of the 80s, and Chris Sarandon will forever be the owner of Fright Night.
Oh my God. I guess.
Plus, they made my boy David Tennant some kind of weird, stupid Chris Angel little bitch. And that's not what Fright Night is.
Okay.
No, they fucked it up. They
Okay,
fucked
all
it
that
up.
aside, can we still not agree, though,
Oh, he's delicious.
that, yes, that
He's
Colin's
delicious.
portrayal
Yes.
as a vampire is something that
Yeah.
we were missing.
Oh, yeah. Just shouldn't have called it Fright Night.
True. It could have been its own thing.
Plus, I have a hard time watching it now.
Oh, because of Anton.
Yeah. It makes me sad.
It is a little, yeah, it's a sad thing.
And he's not Charlie Brewster. They just shouldn't have called it Fright Night. If you've ever watched the original Fright Night, y'all know what I'm talking
And
about.
also, yes, I had not seen the original Fright Night before this. And so maybe I would have had some, you know.
You'd felt one way or another.
I do love me some Chris Sarandon.
And he is just, oh, Jerry Dandridge. That is Jerry Dandridge. But again, this is the second time that Colin has dabbled his foot in a remake where he shouldn't have stuck his foot.
What was the other one?
Total Recall.
Oh, yeah.
Not a bad movie.
Not bad.
Don't call it Total Recall.
Right.
And I know it's closer to the original story, but
It's different. Yeah.
you're not Arnold.
There's a lot of, it's a very big difference. And you're right. Like they just call it something else.
Call it something else. Keep your foot out of remakes. Just stop. Stop with the remaking.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, Colin, we were discussing that he has made some poor choices in some screen works, as well as some poor life choices. But he's like kind of back on the upswing, I guess. Like in his life choices, I know he's like went to rehab, he quit doing all that stuff, and he's a family man and all that.
Just stand there and look pretty.
But like, you know, his work now is a lot more adult. Mm-hmm. And like the last 2 or 3 Colin Farrell movies I've seen, The Beguiled.
I haven't watched that yet.
I mean, he's fabulous in it, and
I'm sure
I hate
wonderful.
fucking Sophia Coppola and Kirsten Dunst, and like, you know, like
There's a lot of pasty ladies in that movie.
He's
Like,
there's a lot of white.
a lot of pasty ladies.
Very stark white.
Pasty ladies, directed by pasty lady, and they're wearing some pasty lady clothes.
Exactly.
Like,
All the clothing is like ivory or cream or whatever. But but Colin looks really good at it. He's really good, and I do appreciate him.
watch Solace tonight.
Yeah, I have to do that. So
Anthony
yeah.
Hopkins, Jeffrey Dean Morgan,
Jeffrey
being all
Dean.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And he's the reason I'll see Rampage, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You put Joe, is it Manganiello? I've heard
Manganiello.
Manganiello. People say it's like they just get off Pittsburgh and just quit halfway.
Manganiello.
So it's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Joe, and Jeffrey just being Negan. If you've seen the preview, he's just straight up Negan. Oh, you
Exactly.
didn't know about the 30-foot wolf?
I was like, yes.
I'm there.
Yes.
I'm going to pay for this. I'm,
Yep.
I'm going to pay to see this
Exactly.
movie.
I will go to the theater and purchase a ticket.
Yep.
I'm there.
I'm
for
pretty
it.
sure you see him die in the trailer as well, but that's fine
It's fine.
because I'm there for that line.
I'm sure we'll get at least a good 27 minutes of,
I'm good with
of
it.
Negan
Yes.
in the real world.
But yes, check out that podcast because they got one with Chris Evans that I'm probably going to listen to on the way home. Because I love me some Chris Evans. And Chris Evans is rocking a beard in
yes.
Infinity War.
Yes.
Somebody get this man my phone number. That's what.
Yes. It's all seriousness. All serious. Because you know what? Prior to that 0.5 seconds that he shows up in that trailer, it was like, oh, yeah, sure, Captain America, he's all right. He's fine. Whatever. He's not my preferred superhero or anything like that. I don't really particularly care for him. Get this man off S.H.I.E.L.D. What the? Whoa! He got a beard. He got that full beard.
And looking good. Looking so good. Oh,
And then I went out and bought a Captain America t-shirt. So what I'm saying is I'm a little bit fickle sometimes when it comes to...
Right? Which
and
I'm
a beard
hoping,
makes a difference.
I'm hoping when we go see Black Panther, see, he got me all worked up, that we're going to get that little Marvel end credit
Yeah.
and that he's been hiding out on Wakanda.
He's going to slip out of the shadows.
Yep. All dressed in some Wakanda gear. I won't even be able to handle it. I'll have to
Captain
leave.
America rolls out with a dashi. Call me Captain Wakanda.
Put a big old blunt in his hand. I love it. I can't wait. Oh, when is February 12th?
February 16th, Black Panther comes out.
Whew.
And like
It's so
Infinity War is
soon.
like May, right?
May 4th.
All right. May 4th. May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
All right, guys. All right, now we've got that gushing out of the way.
Let's get into more gushing because
Right.
there's a scene in this episode. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's just get there quickly.
All right. Who Are You? Season 4, episode 16. Original air date February 29th, 2000. Written by Joss Whedon.
Woohoo.
Directed by Joss Whedon. Having switched bodies with Buffy, Faith enjoys freedom. Meanwhile, Buffy finds herself at the mercy of the Watchers Council, or the one where the mayor reveals that his favorite film was Freaky Friday.
I love it.
Nice.
Then we start our adventure where
Well-
we left off.
Well, first and foremost, let's put some rules in here. So, as most of you know, this is the body switch episode.
Yes.
So, for ease, we have decided to call, and hopefully this works.
It'll catch on.
So, Faith in Buffy's body is Fuffy.
Fuffy.
Okay, so Faith as Buffy. Faith in Buffy's body is Fuffy.
It's Fuffy.
And Buffy in Faith's body is Baith.
Yeah. Because she's boring. So bad.
I mean, it just kind of reminds me of the whole face-off thing. Like, it was much more fun to watch, Travolta as Cage
Yes.
versus the other.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, hopefully this works out.
But Camille and I have very opposing views
Yes.
on who is better.
I was a little more. All right. So,
Here we go.
Baith gets arrested. So, we pick up right where the last one left off.
She's all groggy as shit. I mean, you got kicked in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got fucked up and got kicked in the face, and your soul has been smushed into someone else's body.
Yep.
So there would be some residual effects.
Yeah.
And
Although Fuffy is just fine.
no, yeah, she's just kind of standing there watching it all happen, and Joyce is all being lovingly to her and everything. And there's an interesting conversation that goes on between Joyce and Fuffy. Like Joyce, even though she was threatened by her life was threatened by Faith. Joyce just goes on to talk about how sad and how unhappy Faith must be, and like how awful her life was. But,
Really? Why didn't you call her?
yeah, where was all this insight?
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago when she showed up, and
You got that spare room up there.
spare room. Never once was like, hey, maybe we should let Faith stay here.
To be fair, she did invite her for Christmas. She made her invite her for Christmas.
She did.
But
As just one night. And it was also another night, I guess, when Faith first got there. And y'all saw how hungry she was.
right? Stealing fries off of Buffy's plate.
When she didn't even eat the ones on her own.
So I love when she gives her this big hug. She gives Fuffy this hug, and she's just all like, "Oh, my Buffy," and Fuffy's just like, "Oh, fuck off." Sorry.
She makes this real uncomfortable face, like,
Like throws her off of her.
Joyce is like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh no, it's all right. I'm just sore from the fight.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's just some big Bertha waiting to shower her ripe little self with attention.
And rightfully so. Joyce is like, Buffy?
Oh, sorry. Is that too much? Yeah. I'm going to go take a bath. And then I love this scene.
Yeah.
This scene is phenomenal.
It's fun.
This is what this part is why I think, and there's many others, but this is why I think Sarah's better
Okay.
at being Faith shoved in Buffy.
Okay.
Because she barely is containing the Faith.
Right. Yeah.
And this scene is just adorable when she's just trying to figure out how to be Buffy.
Right.
And,
Because it's wrong.
because it's wrong. I'll kick your ass.
Buffy.
And she just crack it up. She's so many memes were made like of this scene of her. And she doesn't realize it starts right off the bat with, "Why are you curling my girl's hair?" Buffy doesn't use that much product in her hair.
No.
It looks cute on her.
It does, but I guess Faith was looking for a little bit more oomph.
And it's cute, she's looking and she's messing around and lifting her eyebrows and all but they don't do the one thing that every person in somebody else's body would do, which is immediately start checking out your boobs and your bits. It
Right.
happens. You're going to immediately, when she was
Yeah.
in the tub, she should have been looking at, because Faith is nasty. Let's be honest.
Right.
Faith did some nasty stuff. She did.
Right.
She did. Because that's just who Faith is.
And I think at best she was probably disappointed with the boob situation.
Yeah, like,
or Buffy's, damn it. I never noticed.
I had such...
Oh, I'm going to miss them.
And then she's so bad at it. She's with my mom.
Baith is drugged up in the hospital. Now, mind you, and maybe it's because the reason why I think that Eliza is doing a much better job is because usually under any other circumstances, I cannot take my eyes off Eliza. I'm always excited. It's like, yes, Eliza's on screen. Here's Faith. But as Buffy,
I don't care about
I
her.
don't give a fuck.
Please, let's get to the next scene because she's boring the shit out of me.
It's very, very boring.
It is very boring.
And she's doing the wide-eyed innocence a lot.
And then Sarah has that. Sarah I don't want to take my eyes off Sarah.
Right.
As Faith. As Buffy. She's just like, she gets to be bad.
I think I'm mostly annoyed by the way that Sarah as Faith moves.
Yeah, there's a
'Cause
scene
this-
at the Bronze when she sits down and there's a camel toe. We'll get there.
Yeah.
There's a whole camel toe situation going on.
So no, obviously nobody believes that, Baith isn't who she is.
They just drug her up and knock her out.
And
No, we're back.
back to Tara and Willow.
Last week, Tara gained some ground with me. She was cute. She was adorable.
Normal.
Oh, now she's weird again.
Turtling.
Rightly so, though, because she has a moment she's like, oh, well, nobody will find you here, right? Because then nobody knows I exist.
So Tara's feeling some kind of way.
Willow's just like, no, girl, it's not.
See, the way it is like this. So, my friends, and we all got this thing going on and whatnot, and there's Buffy, and that's me and Xander, and whatever, and yada yada. But I just kind of like something saw on my own.
And then Tara had to ruin it all by going, well, I am, You're what? Yours. Yours, I'm all yours. Oh, get out of here. Just leave my sight. I am done with you. There are people out there that probably thought that was adorable. I'm not one of them. And Willow even looked like,
Oh, I see.
I made a mistake. I'm going to go.
I'm just going to. Yes, you are. I don't know.
Fuffy finds some clothes in Buffy's closet, apparently, that Buffy's never worn.
Well, I know that Buffy had red leather pants.
Red leather pants that fit. Whose are these? Because they don't fit.
Maybe they're Joyce's.
She stole them when she stole that.
Right.
So she's stealing from Joyce. She stole Joyce's credit card and she booked a flight the fuck out of there.
Cash out of Joyce's wallet as well.
She wants out. She's getting out of Dodge post haste.
Yeah.
And she makes a comment about how they'll spend time together. And they'll spend time together soon.
Yeah.
Because, Joyce makes a comment about how, she hasn't been around. And Fuffy's all like, ha, I knew it. And then there's that adorable scene where she's like, I'm going to take this lipstick. You all right with that? And Joyce is all like, which one is that? And she's the harlot. Oh, that's the one Faith liked. Burn it.
I mean, that's a little extreme.
That is extreme.
Burning lipstick?
Why is Joyce not like, something is just wrong with my child? But no.
Nope. Everyone's just like, la, la, la. That's okay.
Yep.
So, apparently while Fuffy was committing crimes and fraud, Joyce had got another call on the other line, I guess. They have two lines in the house. It was Giles. Giles wants Buffy to come by.
He wants a Scooby meeting.
And she's like, yeah, sure.
Okay, I got time.
Kill some time. Sure, let's do that.
My flight's not until tomorrow. It's fine.
See what trouble I can get myself into.
And Baith is being transported by the cops, and she's starting to wake up, and the one cop is like, damn, I want this kid's constitution. And then they get fucked up.
She gets snatched up by the Watchers Council. I mean,
they have the worst plans ever.
I feel like they
for an institution that obviously has vast resources.
Yeah.
You couldn't just work with law enforcement to take custody of her, or you couldn't pretend that you're MI6 or I don't know.
Right, yeah, it's a lot of shit that's real sloppy and
bad.
Bash and break and steal and really, guys?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be a little more respectable than this? Y'all just thieves in the night, basically. Just a bunch of henchmen.
This Scooby meeting at Giles's, there's a moment that I don't like with Sarah. And it's so I do find it funny that she's all like, oh, everybody's here. She does not recognize Anya at all.
No.
Not at all. Which, wearing that outfit, how could you?
No.
Is that a crocheted top?
Anya,
what you wearing?
You've been digging in Willow's closet.
Right?
You've been taking fashion tips from Willow.
And Willow's wearing some old lady's, what could be night clothes. I'm not even sure. I don't know what she's got going on. But Giles is like, yes, the council, Fuffy is excited because she already kicked Faith's ass.
Right.
She's in custody. She's taken care of. And Giles is like, no, council's here. And she says, what are you talking about? And she
yes,
it's really annoying.
Right.
And it's this weird little accent
Canadian
she tries to throw in there.
Yes, I think you tried to be Boston.
Maybe Boston, but it was more Canadian.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And I'm like, that's not.
No, that's real glaring. Can we not?
And no one noticed.
No.
Nobody noticed. So she finds out what happened, and she's just all like,
She's going, they got her. She's
That's
going
really
to
funny.
England. Hilarious.
And then she has a daydream about stabbing Willow.
And Willow's like, oh, you okay? And Fuffy's like, yeah, sure, I'm cool. And so, basically this is all Giles had to offer. My burn of the week comes when, and it's in the background, like you barely even hear it. And I think it's while Buffy and Willow are talking, Fuffy and Willow are talking, and you just hear Anya say, "Well, real fucking deadpan. Well, I'm glad you called us all here because that information could never be conveyed by telephone."
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's so true.
Which is basically the equivalent of attending a meeting that could have been an email.
Yes, and it really should have been. And it's funny that our burns come in the same section of the show, because mine takes place like 2 seconds later when Fuffy says something about, they're talking about 7 minutes of something, or how quick it took.
Yeah, Xander and Anya are talking about they had a romantic evening planned.
Yes. They were going to have sex by the candles.
Yes.
And Fuffy says, well, we certainly don't want to cut into that 7 minutes. And Anya says, hey. And Xander says, I believe that's my hey. Hey. But we all know that Faith knows what she's talking about. But if we're honest, their little evening looked like it was fun. Yeah. She even said it was fun, and then she threw him out. So why gotta be rude?
I mean, come on. I mean, just
look like he got the job done.
Did you want to go back to that?
Right?
Are you a little mad?
Nobody wants that. Nobody. He looks like a stage 5 clinger.
Yeah. Yes, because especially considering how many times he tries to bring up in conversation, like not this episode, but the one right before this, is like he wants so badly to talk about it to somebody.
He really does.
Like, won't somebody talk to me about having sex with Faith?
So Fuffy decides that, she's going to patrol, or she tells everybody that she's going to patrol.
But ends up at the Bronze.
Yeah, as Faith would.
Yeah, dancing like Sarah.
Mm-hmm. And there's my song of the week. It's by the people that do the theme song.
Nerf Herder.
Nerf Herder. And it's called Vivian.
Oh, okay.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it is.
It's a pretty decent song. And Sarah cannot dance.
No.
Oh, can she not dance? She's dancing with a lady. She's dancing with a man. She's just all over that club.
She's dancing with the whole Bronze.
Yes.
Let's just put it that way. And then she runs into Spike and then basically fucks him up forever.
Forever. This changes his entire impression of Buffy for the rest of the show.
It's done.
It's not until season 7 that he finds out that this wasn't Buffy.
Right.
So all this time, everything that happens between the two of them is based off of this conversation.
I'm pretty sure. Where she tells...
He is spun.
And I also like how the interactions between Fuffy and everybody that and Buffy's friends, like when she meets Tara, or like certain people where she has to be reminded who these people are, or has to be told who these people are, is not very like over the top. So like this whole thing with Spike, they bump into each other, and he's like all pissed off, and oh, you're here, and yada yada. I can't hurt anything. And she's like, whatever, I don't. She's just not paying him any mind. At this point, Faith doesn't know who Spike is.
Until he says
she doesn't know Spike.
Yeah.
And so like they're going out, and she's just like not giving, and he's like butthurt.
He's
like,
offended.
Right. He's like, you're not afraid. You
Spike's not a threat anymore.
And then it comes to her.
William the Bloody. I love it. I love it so much.
And then there's this whole, and she just gets right up on him, and what I love is like, what I really hate about you, Summers?
I'm a stuck-up tight ass with no sense of fun.
Well,
yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That pretty much covers it. There's a certain point where he's just like, la la la, and then that head tilt hits.
Right.
And it's like, oh, shit.
He got weak. He got weak in the knees. He probably, he got uncomfortable. He was a little bit sweaty. She pinched his nipples or something, because she grabbed him and pushed him up against the wall. I can ride you at a gallop, blah, 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 blah,
until your knees buckle.
And your eyes roll back.
Yep.
I've got muscles you wouldn't even dream of. I could squeeze you until you pop like warm champagne, and you beg me to hurt you just a little bit more.
And he's just like, yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. And then I love because she had been practicing this line.
And she finally gets it.
And you know why I don't?
And there's this long ass pregnant pause, and that's when his head tilt happens. Like, tell me more.
Because it's wrong. And then she has a little giggle at the end.
Yeah, just walks off.
Perfect little giggle.
And
he throws, he's so mad because he's got blue balls now. And he throws that bottle across the room, and it hurts. He pushes that guy.
Yes.
He pushes this guy out of the way, and it hurts. And he's just like, damn it.
I gotta go home and relieve myself.
Now, this next scene, it's fucking Adam.
So,
with a bunch of loser vampires.
But yes, in that moment, I believe Sarah did a great job.
Great job. Because that was...
Because we were all kind of... we were all spun, basically.
Yeah. Her lip gloss was on point. Her makeup looked great.
Yeah.
But like, she was Faith. Like, that was Faith.
And, and I try to, like, imagine Eliza delivering these lines. And, that's also very fun for me.
Yep. Because it would be even better.
Right.
Even better.
So much fanfic was written on that.
Just that one scene. So now here is another error that I found online. When Adam is talking to these vampires, he grabs one of them up and pulls his head off. Mm-hmm. Right? Now watch when this body hits the floor. He still has a head. That's terrible.
Y'all,
get your shit together.
Oh my God! So was this the B team? Right?
This totally still had a head. Oh.
Ugh.
And these like Seattle grunge vampires.
Yeah, he's recruiting some minions and trying to find his tribe. He's like basically holding court now, and
this is the B story we don't give a shit about.
It's so dull.
I don't care.
This was unnecessary.
Completely.
Like, yeah.
It was just to throw Adam in, and I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care.
Even like where we get to at the end, it doesn't care. It didn't need to be. It just could have been any old random vampires holding up that church.
Even the scenes with Baith and the council guys, I hate them all. Especially this one that happens right here with this man.
I am so disgusted.
He's so mad at her. He's so mad at her. She is such a disgrace that he spits in her face.
And it lands like right on her lip area.
And she leaves it there.
Leaves it there.
Sure, she's chained up. But you got...
No, that would have induced all of my Slayer strength at that point. No, we're fighting now. Like, we're fucking done. Like, fuck all this goodness shit.
Yeah, you spit on me.
And that's when Buffy drops 3 bodies. Because, I mean, seriously.
Oh, yeah, it's over.
Oh.
They must have drugged her up good because she's not really fighting back as much as I think she could.
Right.
But it's a whole boring scene. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what you got going on. And he spats in her face, and he leaves her in there, and just please get back to Fuffy because she's more fun.
So now we're back at the Bronze with Fuffy, and Tara and Willow are there, and Willow's like, "Oh yeah, Buffy's patrolling." It's like, "Oh good." So this also should have been like a clue that Buffy said she was going patrolling, but you end up seeing her at the Bronze like partying.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh, so you just decided to blow off some steam? That's my motto.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, no, that's not. That has never been Buffy's motto.
Yeah,
that's
not how she works.
This is absolutely outside of her everything. By herself at the Bronze? No.
She would have called you guys, or she'd be home moping.
Right.
I do like that she's like, and pretty much, you are. Who are you?
Yeah.
Oh. No, we've never met. Oh, thank goodness.
I've been in trouble with names.
Sorry. And then right away, Tara, you can see it in Tara's face. She's super uncomfortable.
Right.
Like super uncomfortable. And this is where the camel toe happens. So Fuffy sits on this couch and just like spreads her legs open in these baggy ass leather pants.
She like fans her legs over.
And puts her arms behind her head, and she's just sitting very un-Buffy like.
And which also should have been a clue.
Also should have been a clue.
It's like
It's also kind of unfaith like. I don't know who this is.
But I don't recall Faith doing that.
No.
Like, sure, she will sit on top of the of the seat
with her legs all open, but
no, it's a little different.
Or backwards on a chair, but not this.
No, this is weird.
So right away, Fuffy picks up on something. She can see it in Tara when Tara's watching Willow. And she's just like, "Oh, you guys been hanging out for a while?" Yeah. And Tara's just like, "I love her." She's very special, I mean.
And she's like, "Oh," and then it hits her. Willow's not driving stick anymore.
Rude. And she could have just left it there.
No, she takes it a couple more steps further.
She does.
Brings up Oz.
Oh, she's not with Oz. Oh, she just couldn't get enough of old Oz.
What is your point?
And Tara's just like, I like her. I'm hers.
And then she starts to mutter something and stutter comes out and then
rude. This made a bit of burn too, but it was too rude to make a burn.
Too fucking rude. She's like, whoa, you gonna get that sentence out sometime tonight? Ouch. Okay.
Ow.
I don't think you really need to
Yes.
do all this. You don't even know this girl.
Right?
You can't be coming at her like this. Oh.
And here comes Willow, and she's just Buffy guy in the corner. Yeah, good call. A total vampire. Yep. Which I should go slay him. Okay.
Yes, I will take care of that.
And there's several things in the scene that bother me. Number one, you're strong enough to stab him with the pool cue from behind. Why'd you break it in half and thump him on the back with it?
Hey. Excuse me, I'm going to kill you now.
2, girl turns around and she's got like Kool-Aid dripping down her neck. Worst special effect of a bite mark ever.
B team.
It's pink, not red. It's like Pepto-Bismol pink and chunky. It looks terrible.
What happened? Like, Joss directed this
Yeah.
episode?
And
Does he
3,
did he have the flu?
I'm pretty sure that girl should have just been, instead she's like, thank you. All right,
give me a
you're
lap
fine.
dance?
Yeah. Now, the only thing I can think of is maybe this isn't the first time this girl's been bit. They do live in Sunnydale. Shit happens.
Which brings me into being very curious about what her life is like as to where this has happened multiple times. And she's still just like, it's just,
Thanks.
it's tough dating out here.
Yeah. And then when Fuffy comes back out,
But Fuffy's pretty uncomfortable about this. Like,
she doesn't like being thanked.
no.
It makes her uncomfortable.
Right. We're getting a real clear signal that this good and wholesome routine is starting to grate her.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
She's not used to it.
No.
She
Like,
just doesn't know
love
what
and affection and
Yeah.
attention and appreciation.
that
Fucking people.
people won't give her. And she's uncomfortable. And she comes back out to Willow and Tara's standing in the back like,
No.
I want to go home.
I don't like
I
you.
don't like you.
You're mean.
And Willow's like, I'm going to take her home. She's not feeling good. You give her whatever she needs.
Damn, girl. Why you gotta come at her so hard?
And why isn't Willow like, easy? I have not even told you I have certain feelings of... Leave me alone.
This whole interaction really, like, but Willow is your bestest friend, and you guys don't. It just should have really been some clue.
Yeah.
At very least, why are you being so like a confrontation?
Right.
You're being real fucking rude right now.
You're being extra.
Can we have a talk?
Yes.
We're gonna have a conversation about what all this is.
And now she does ask her, will you be home later or are you going to go see Riley?
Ding.
Ding.
Well,
So before we get to that, Baith is back with the council guys, and the dumb one gets too close to her, and she grabs him, and the other one is like, we make certain arrangements before we leave. You can kill him.
poor Joe or whatever his name is. She's like,
Stupid ass.
she's got him all hemmed up, and she's like, "Hey, you're gonna unchain me, or I'm gonna snap." Hey, we kind of prepare that we're gonna actually like,
He's like,
lose one. I thought we were friends. You sent me a Christmas card.
Now, this is when the council should have known it was not Faith because
Right.
she lets him go.
Right.
She kicks him out.
Exactly. Like the other two are just chatting, and then I think it's kind of comical.
It is.
Like they're chatting, and just in the background we see him fly out of the truck.
And he's on the ground. Oh.
And he
Faith
try-
wouldn't have done that.
And he does try to make a case where it's like, she let me go. Like, she didn't kill me. And they're like, fuck it, we got orders.
And then here comes Buffy being all
Hey, baby.
super seductive.
And again, Riley, he should have known.
He should have. And we only get that one scene. We only get her in the doorway, and it's like, and then we're back to Taro's like, that girl was a bitch.
Right. Your friend is not your friend.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, because Willow's like, you really like. She's like, that's not your friend. I may have overestimated the you liking her bit. No, for real. She's not your friend. We need to do this super sexy spell.
so apparently, Tara could see people's energies, and, there's like fragments she's talking about. She said that her friend Buffy looked like her energy has been crammed into something that doesn't belong and whatever. And what I thought was really cute was Willow's like, you mean like Buffy's possessed? She's like, did you sense a hyena possession?
Because that's just unpleasant. And it was unpleasant.
It was.
But hot.
Yeah.
Let's all admit it.
Yeah, totally.
It was hot.
Totally hot, yeah.
Then we go back to boring old Riley.
So there is so do they do the actual spell right now?
Not yet.
This is what.
Not yet. No, we got to go back to Riley getting molested by Fuffy, which this we were talking about it when we were watching it last night. In any other circumstance, this should have been hot as hell for Riley.
Right.
But Sarah's so awkward. It's not sexy at all.
And this is what makes me be like, no. Faith would have had that dude naked, and he would have been doing whatever the fuck she wanted him to behold. How do you want me?
Am I a bad girl? Ew, no, your butt's weird. Your butt is not attractive.
She's like crawling around on the bed. Ew.
Why are those pants so big? Whose pants are those? And he's more concerned with the fact that his door's open.
She's like, let him watch.
No.
Please no.
No.
Not my thing.
She's all like, what's wrong? And he's like cradling what's wrong with you? I just got stabbed like 2 days ago. You know this.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Like, seriously, your girl rolls in all sexed up and awkward and just, how do you want me?
Ew, it's so gross and she's so unattractive.
It's just terrible. Like, she's like super skinny and bony with everything.
Which leads me to think that she's really not attracted to him because her and Spike were fire.
Yeah.
Fire. And nothing was going on. That was tame compared to what she's trying to do here. Exactly. And she's like,
this is
you
really
big doof. I just have to do this to get back at her.
Everything's so awkward. Yeah. She
and he's
really
all like,
want
no, I don't want to play. Because she's like, well, fine. If you don't want to play, I don't want to play.
It's like, yeah, but I be Riley and you be Buffy. Oh. And then he starts in with the tender kisses, which... Faith, I get it. I get why this was just like, oh, God.
He's so boring.
It's like, oh, so you want to make love.
Now we go back, and I think we're intercutting these two scenes. The sexy spell with
so over the top.
The bad sex that Fuffy's having over here.
So there's just like, Tara explains to Willow that it's an astral projection thing. They need to go to another world and find Buffy's spirit or whatever. And where Willow needs to do this, and Tara will be her anchor. I trust you, but it needs to be I trust you. So they sit together, and it's just so fucking over the top.
Such a sex scene without being a sex scene.
Right.
Like, we get it.
Like, we got it. Thank you. All the heavy breathing and all the exhaling, all the woo and falling back, and there's lights and, eye contact.
You're going to be her anchor, and she's sweaty all of a sudden.
I get it, guys. We get it.
All right.
But what I would like to know in the actual Buffy universe, did they have sex? Like, did they do the spell and then have sex?
I probably had to have, because that energy in that room.
Or was the spell a form of sex for them?
Well, Willow might have been spent. She looked kind of tired.
Oh, she coming to Giles. Guys, God, I got news, but somebody have some water?
I got this Katra for you. And then Fuffy loses her shit.
Riley says, I love you.
Get off. Get off me. No. Sex isn't love. What do you want from me? What do you want from her?
Yeah.
What do you want from her? And he doesn't even...
So what I'd like to know is what the fuck happened to Faith?
She's never been loved. Not once.
Nobody wants to explore this, even after all this is said and done. Even when Angel tries to help her, and Buffy's still like pissed off. Ugh, that whole
thing. Such bad things. We all thought this was bad.
Yeah. So there's this whole, Faith inside of Buffy is breaking down, and Riley's like, oh my God, you're shaking. Let me hold you.
Blah. Then the next morning she wakes up. You got a perfectly good shirt right there. Why are you taking mine? Why are you taking his shirt?
What is she doing, though? Like, where's she going?
I don't know.
She's like just kind of tooling around the rest of the house. I'm sure the bathroom is just down the hall. Was she going to the kitchen?
Oh, she was leaving. Taking a walk of shame. There is another long, stupid scene with Adam and the vampires, but as we've said before, we don't care about that.
He's doing a self-help seminar for vampires.
Who cares?
Basically. So Fuffy runs in the forest.
And this is a conversation that Buffy needed to actually have with Forrest. She actually said everything that Buffy needed to say to Forrest in this conversation.
Yep.
Because fuck this dude.
How about mind your own GD business? How about what's going on with me and Riley has shit to do with you?
Yep.
And no, but Forrest is still...
He managed to hit Faith's buttons.
Yeah. He's lucky he got out of that alive.
Called her a killer.
Yeah.
I am not a killer. And
he's like, do you really care what I think?
No. I don't. God, I don't.
Hey, none of us do, Forrest.
Yeah.
Hi. We're the audience.
Why don't you just go tell Riley you love him and we'll
I know it, and we can be done with this already, so you can deal with this. Baith finally makes an escape.
Yes, and it's kind of cute the way she manages to do it, too. That poor man. What? Stop sending him in there to do important shit.
Yeah, so she, snatches him up with her feet and
grabs the gun. He's stupid as fuck.
Why are we sticking your whole hand in there?
He stuck the gun in, and she grabbed it with her feet and knocked him out. And mistake number one, you don't fire a weapon inside a metal box. You don't do it. And then two, he's firing at her in the most unsafe manner. Yeah.
It's an armored truck.
It's an armored truck, you asshole.
Isn't the whole purpose of you guys bringing this armored truck is so no one can shoot through it?
Yeah.
And I also think it's pretty cute when there's like a moment of, okay, I can drive.
Yeah, because Buffy can't drive.
It's like, I can do this.
And she takes off, and the dumb one's just like, whoops.
They're going to be so mad at me.
So Fuffy has stopped off and changed her clothes, and she's wearing a very nice blue shirt and a very pretty white and blue skirt. I want to point out, she's wearing a skirt.
Okay.
And she's about to get on her plane. So then one of my favorite scenes, Giles apparently doesn't do dishes very often at his house.
He's coming from upstairs. He's got 3 coffee cups.
3. God, why do you have so many
and
cups?
Some plates.
And some, what
is happening?
Was Olivia over?
Why are you so sloppy?
And so what he perceives as Faith coming in.
I do love it. I love his reaction. She
You're
walks in, and he's just like, hey, yeah, of course you're not.
It's okay. Stop inching. You were inching. And then I like when... See, she just comes off a little dumb here. I don't really like her acting in
Buffy
this scene.
is dumb. So...
Buffy is dumb.
But
she even says...
But I do like the way, Eliza's cadence has changed to match Sarah's when she portrays Buffy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of this is a scene that I really enjoy. She goes on. She's like, ask me a question. Anything. Is like, who's the president?
We're checking for Buffy, not a concussion.
And they go on and they kind of go back. And she points out that, hey, I knew who you were when you turned into a demon. I just looked into your eyes. He's like, okay, how did that happen? And, I know this. She tells him.
Yeah.
And then she starts to go on and on and on about, I have a girlfriend named Olivia, blah, 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 blah. And then my mom said that you were like a stevedore after sex. What's a stevedore?
And we
Should I
looked
go
it up.
on?
We looked it. Oh God, I beg you not to. And we looked it up. And a stevedore is a manual laborer that unloads and loads docks and that kind of thing. I'm watching how did I write? It's in the notes, but I can't look at both.
Yes, it's a stevedore is a manual laborer or dock worker who is involved in loading and unloading ships as well as trucks, trains, or airplanes.
Yeah. So I'm gathering that Giles gets it done.
Yeah, basically, he's got longevity. He's really good with his arms, upper body area, kind of thing. He's got some strong legs, good stance. He's very centered, good core.
Yeah.
So
all things you don't want to know about your mom.
Yeah, but way to go, Giles.
Way to go, Ripper. Love it. Way
to get it done.
And then Willow runs in with Tara. And of course, right away, Baith is like, well, no.
And she's like, I know you're not.
No, I know.
You're Buffy. You're not.
And Giles is just like, she understands a lot better than I do. So they explain to him what's going on. And they've made the version of what what the mayor gave to Faith. And they just need to get them in the same place at the same time.
So meanwhile, somebody calls, I think Xander, calls Giles and tells him to turn on the TV.
Now! Probably, because that's how he always does it.
And I guess a bunch of vampires have a church full of hostages.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. These are Adam's dudes.
Yeah.
They're feeling really feisty now. Like Adam has pumped them all up into thinking that they're much stronger and powerful than they actually are. And y'all, you burst into flames at sunlight.
Right.
Don't let him fill your head up like that and get all crazy. Don't let him. He got y'all killed. He got you killed.
He got you killed.
Yep.
And Fuffy has seen the same report at the airport. And for some reason, she's like, well, I got to do the right thing.
Really?
Really?
You're there. Like,
just go.
Like, is your flight, like, is your wait like another 12 hours or something? Like, I mean,
I'd have just gone.
It's like, wow, that sucks.
So this, he's the stupid loser vampire is, why was I afraid? Where's the divine ruler? He said he'd be here.
He's all pumped up.
Adam's not coming. He sent you there to die. He wanted to see how Buffy would handle you, and he sent you there to die.
Yep. And and it just so happens this is Riley's church, and he was just late for service.
Some donut cop is pissed because he's been told he has to give control over. Who are you talking to on the phone?
Who told you that this child,
this 32-year-old man that claims he's in college
from Iowa is supposed to be in charge of the situation? Ugh.
So Riley's just walking up, and he's telling them, "You keep your men behind. They're not equipped to handle what's in there." Oh, fuck you. Fine.
Sure.
So he runs into Buffy. Buffy still has blue shirt on. So we don't really notice. You just see Buffy's blue shirt.
Or Fuffy.
Yeah, Fuffy has the blue shirt on. So she's talking to Riley, and he's like, "Let me help you. Let me go." And she pokes him in the stomach. Rude.
I can't use you.
Can't use you. Well,
I mean, words would have been fun.
He might be a little hurt, but you could still probably use a little bit of backup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he could just throw a stake into somebody's chest.
So then she opens the door.
Maybe escort a few of those people out.
Wide open door. She walks in. She's wearing black pants.
What?
So she had time to stop and change her pants from the skirt she was wearing at the airport. When did you have time to change your pants? Whatever.
How did she get? How far is the airport from Sunnydale?
Right.
How did she get there?
So in the cab, was she like changing into some pants and some kick-ass boots? Whatever.
I guess so. I'm fine. She take a bus. Sure. So she goes in and she starts to do Buffy type stuff.
Yeah, she walks in all like, I just come to pray. And the other one's not scared of her.
No.
And she actually gets the Buffy line, and she feels it too. She's like, you're not going to hurt these people because it's wrong.
Right. I think one of them rolls up on her, and she tosses him across
like
the
an
room.
itty-bitty little vampire, she tossed him.
And then the main one's like, oh, you're the Slayer. So
then here's another outside. We're outside, and the cavalry has shown up. And if you listen to this scene with sound, when they get out of this is when the armored car shows up, and Buffy and, Baith. So Willow's saying something here, and then it switches to another scene, and she's still saying, but we have to get in, we have to. Her mouth is not moving at all. But she's saying something in that scene. This is all full of kind of mistakes. Little editing mistakes.
What is wrong with this episode?
I don't know.
And
then we have a moment of where my heart skips a beat for Giles, just because it did, and I didn't mean for it to happen. But when he lifts up his hands, his sweater gets lifted up just a little bit, and I'm like, oh, little Giles belly, little Giles belly poking through. I see your belly button. You're a grown man wearing a sweater and no undershirt. What's that about? But Fuffy is not afraid of this vampire, and she's got swagger. She does have a particular brand of swagger, but he's not afraid of her either.
No.
He should be. He really should be.
And at this point, I think also, like, Faith is probably inside of Fuffy. Like, Faith is probably having an existential crisis. Like, she's starting to really get used to this good behavior and to try to be the real chosen one and all that stuff. And I'm kind of curious as to if she was just going to leave Sunnydale, why choose to switch Buffy's body?
Right. Why didn't you pick something else?
Yeah, just some rando off the street that you weren't connected to and nobody was going to really miss. And
just get out of there.
Yeah.
But no. And then there's a hilarious scene where Baith runs up to Riley and hugs him. And he's like, miss. Oh, yeah, be safe. And
and she's like, hey, asking him, like, how many are in there? And trying to take charge. He's like, but who are you?
Never mind. I'm just going to go in there.
That's fine.
And you know where's a good place for a vampire to not start some shit? In a church with a bunch of wooden pews.
Yeah, in the daylight. With
stained glass windows.
Yeah, and crosses everywhere. And holy water. I'm sure there's plenty of holy water lying around. So yeah, so there's a bunch of wooden pews, and I believe either Fuffy or Baith breaks off a piece
Both,
of it.
I think.
And
Dispatch those vampires pretty quickly and get into the best ass kicking fight. Like, Fuffy's digging in her own ass. Like, the stunt double is punching quick, like, real quick.
And I do appreciate that she's in Faith's style. That's
like
Faith.
an animal.
That's Faith's fighting style, and Eliza's stunt double is doing Buffy's fighting style. And
she finally gets her on the ground, and she just starts punching her, and she's just like, "You're sick. She just goes off, and she's like crying almost.
She's cracking up. Like it's crazy, and it's sad when we start to really get into what Faith really thinks about herself.
You disgusting bitch.
Right.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
And Baith is just like, whoa.
I don't think
Let's get this over with. This doesn't even hurt. It's just, ow. And they clasp hands, and they switch, and the look on both of their faces when they're back in their own bodies.
Yeah.
Poor Buffy's like grabbing at her boob, like,
and Faith is just like, oh, fuck.
well, immediately it's got to feel weird because you know when you've had sex.
Right.
Your body feels, a woman's body feels a certain way afterwards.
And it's barely been 12 hours,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So right away, I'm surprised the conversation she has with Riley that she's surprised.
Didn't happen like right immediately. Like as soon as, did you have
Motherfucker. Right? Who did you fuck? Who? Please tell me please at least tell me it was my boyfriend. And not some rando.
Right, some rando I gotta worry about bumping into
Right.
the coffee.
Please tell me it wasn't Spike. So Faith immediately runs out. She just is like, fuck, and just runs out. And Riley and Buffy have a very uncomfortable conversation where he's like, I had no idea. I should have known.
That is the major theme here, friend.
I should have known.
Everybody should have known.
And right away, Buffy's face is like, ew.
Yeah, it just like cracks. She's like, you had sex with her.
I had sex with you.
And she's just like, no.
Which I can't, I to a certain degree, I cannot fault him.
Right.
Like, he knows about demons and vampires. He doesn't know really about magic.
Yeah, I guess so. Because like, he's like, how is that even possible? And I'm thinking like, stop acting like you're brand new, Riley.
But he may not know about magic. They haven't really come across it at the initiative, I don't think. They're more focused on demons and vampires.
Right.
So I don't know that he
more
really
like
knows.
Science and government and military.
Yeah. But when he came across Ethan Rayne in the body swap making,
yeah,
you should have known that Ethan was able to do a spell to make Giles a demon. So
it's like, mind you, maybe you couldn't articulate exactly what was wrong,
but you knew something
was wrong.
Yeah.
And it should have been just a conversation like, you know what, you don't seem to be yourself right now, and I don't feel comfortable taking advantage of the situation. Just let her storm off.
You want to tell her you told her you love her?
Even though she was
bring
like,
that up?
weird, like, no, that's because, I mean, we might as well just go ahead and let her
Act like none of this shit happened.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And the last scene we get is a wonderful shot of Faith on one side. She's escaping to where we find out she's on her way to L.A. In a train car. And Buffy on the other side.
Still looking like fucked up at Riley.
That's why my back hurts.
I mean, damn, you didn't have to give it to her all like that.
Right? And that's it. That's it for this episode. But that is not the end of the story, kids.
Right.
Go to Hulu and watch the next 2 episodes of Angel.
It carries on over and it gets so crazy.
So crazy. Poor Wesley. Oof. Oof, poor Wesley.
Oh, thing.
Oh. Let's just say there's knives, there's heat.
Hot, what is it? Hot, cold, sharp, dull.
She gets them all in there. She punches Cordelia.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It was a good time. Good times.
Good times. Really good times.
So, yeah, so keep the party going and go ahead and check out, what was the episodes of Angel? It was 5x5.
5x5, and I forget what the second one is called.
But our song of the week we covered with Nerf Herders Vivian. We have bodies dropped, several. We got Willow stabbed by Faith in Buffy's body, only in her imagination. One vampire snapped by Adam. 2 vampires dusted by Fuffy. And 1 vampire burned by the sun after fighting Riley. Boone dusted by Buffy. Baith.
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 5x5 in Sanctuary.
Okay, yeah. And this does pass the Bechdel test with Buffy and Joyce talking about Faith. And there was also a weird, like just speaking about weird, sloppy editing. There was a vampire that got dusted in the church. And somebody like flipped him. And I don't remember who did it, but they flipped him and staked him at the same time. And they waited for the dust to happen until he got fully around and then like moves over to the side. Like the dusting doesn't happen
so
immediately.
Bad. Editors, what happened here?
What happened? Was there a training? I don't.
An intern?
Yeah. Did we just let like some brand new college student just roll in and like, I'm going to edit an episode of Buffy? So random trivia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. That they're going over there.
Oh yeah.
It's just going over
The
there.
continuation.
Moral of the story: please teach your friends how to recognize when you aren't in your own body. Like seriously.
But let's talk about that for a second, because this is not the last time that this will happen.
No.
Because in season...
Or even the first time. Come on.
What is it? Season 5? Is it season 5? Yeah. Yes, it's season 5. Spike gets himself a little bit of a sex toy.
Yes.
A little Buffy sex toy.
Yep.
And not a single one of her friends notices that she's a robot.
No. They're like...
Not one of them.
Buffy's acting weird. Buffy's boinking Spike.
Yeah.
Nobody... No.
Even Buffy said, seriously, not one of you realized that I was a robot? It's because no one cares about you, Buffy. Nope. You're that boring that people mistook a robot for you.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody cared enough to investigate. It's like, oh, seems to be acting a little bit off. Anyway.
I do like when the Buffy robot calls him Giles.
They didn't even manage to get my name right.
And then they use that robot, which means that no one in the outer circle of Buffy notices, because they use that robot when Buffy is no longer around, and it takes her place. And I think they might have liked it a little better.
I'm sure and was she like meeting with child services also?
Yeah, she was at,
Going to parent-teacher conferences and things,
making endless peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because no one told her to stop. No one cares about Buffy either.
So terrible.
But next week...
Everybody's all very self-involved.
They are. Next week we get what may be the crown jewel of season 4.
So fun.
So much fun.
Superstar.
Welcome back, Danny Strong.
Which... I mean, I guess like this is what turned his life. This is what Danny Strong's life has actually turned into, being like the king of everything right now.
He's just amazing.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's like really, okay.
Emmys, Golden Globes,
Empire.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
This guy.
Ew, that just made me. I just remembered
Warren?
the episode. Yes.
Yeah. Did you know he has a band?
No. Gross.
I don't know anything more other than
gross.
that. He's got a band. That's it. That's where I stop. So tell us what you thought of who you are by sending us a voicemail message at 412-385-7250 or an MP3 file less than a minute and sending it to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. Also, take some time out to join us at our other podcasts, Psych Babblecast, where we talk about psych. We also talk about American Horror Story Cult.
No more.
This might be on the last one. That might be it and done.
Say no more.
more. It's over at TV Ate My Brain, and you can also go check out Marcella's blog.
Hello, Marcella.
Reviews and all sorts of stuff.
Yep, you'll like it. I hope.
All geek-tacular things.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we've had a long day of podcasting. We've recorded 4 episodes today, and hopefully we'll keep on keeping on. This is the last episode of the day, so hopefully we'll be able to keep on track coming up, and no more winter or sickness hits anybody. So you can follow the show on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. You can follow me, Camila, at _Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcel, at mspear7338.
And check out our website at tinyurl.com/revisiting Sunnydale.
Tiny URL. I just like saying tiny URL.
It's so tiny.
Although I hate that word.
Tiny?
I'll tell you why off air.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Sure. Arg.